I mean, it's also a love story, right? You know, Trinity, Thomas Anderson, Neo, fighting for their lives. What's real, what's not? Wake up.
Hollywood has officially kicked Keanu Reeves out, leaving fans stunned. Known for his iconic roles in John Wick and The Matrix.
What do you think happens when we die, Keanu Reeves?
I know that the ones who love us will miss us.
Keanu's sudden exit has sparked rumors across the industry. In a recent interview, he confirmed the shocking truth about being pushed out of Hollywood. But what could have caused this harsh decision against one of the most beloved actors? Today, we will dig into the hidden corridors of Hollywood and figure out why Keanu Reeves was kicked out. Keanu Reeves' long path to stardom. For over 3 decades, Keanu Reeves has been a big name in the movie world, winning over fans with his acting skills and charming personality. He's well known for his roles in some of the biggest films out there and is among the richest actors, with his movies bringing in over $3 billion worldwide. However, behind all this success, Keanu's life story includes feelings of loneliness and sadness. Before we dive deeper, what's coming next is far more surprising than anyone ever thought, and this revelation about Keanu will leave you speechless. Keanu Reeves might be recognized as the easygoing guy from Bill and Ted, or for his action-filled roles in Point Break and The Matrix. Some people even call him the nicest person in Hollywood. Despite all the compliments, there's always a bit of curiosity about him, mainly because of his tough and sometimes very sad background. How did he climb to the top, and what led to him being temporarily pushed out of Hollywood?
You know, when you love something, you always have a little bit more.
Keep watching to learn more. Reeves started acting on stage when he was just 9 years old, but his first on-screen role didn't come until the early 1980s with a part in the Canadian sitcom Hanging In. Given that one of his stepfathers was a well-known Broadway and Hollywood director, you might wonder why it took Keanu so long to make it big. His early life was anything but stable. Keanu was born in Beirut, Lebanon, in 1964, and his parents split up when he was just 3. After his father left, his mom remarried multiple times, leading them to move around a lot, from Sydney to New York, before finally settling in Toronto, Canada. This constant moving meant Keanu had to switch schools often, going to 4 different high schools in 5 years. He even got kicked out of one school for being too rowdy. On top of all that, he struggled with dyslexia, which made school even harder. Despite these challenges, he was a great ice hockey goalie and even dreamed of playing in the Olympics one day. However, when he was 15, he decided to leave his Olympic dreams behind and focus on acting. By the time he was 17, he had dropped out of high school without a diploma, determined to make it as an actor. He moved to Los Angeles at 20 and quickly got his first acting job on the sitcom Hanging In and a commercial for Coca-Cola from the 1970s. His big break in movies came with the 1986 film River's Edge, which was a hit with critics. This success led to more significant roles, including in 1989's Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and Parenthood. Bit by bit, Keanu was making a name for himself as one of Hollywood's up-and-coming stars. The early 1990s brought new challenges. During this time, Reeves spent a lot of effort looking after his sister Kim, who was diagnosed with leukemia. The situation deeply affected him, leading him to give a large portion of his earnings to cancer research and other charities. With his roles in 1991's Point Break and 1994's Speed, Reeves moved away from being seen just as a laid-back actor and proved he could be a real action hero.
What do you want to be?
I think I'd embarrass you if I told you.
I was embarrassed just getting dressed to see you.
Around this time, he became good friends with actor River Phoenix. They starred together in My Own Private Idaho, but sadly, Phoenix died of a substance overdose in 1993. Despite the heartbreak, Reeves stayed positive and focused on his career. Interestingly, Reeves has never been driven by money. He's known for donating much of what he earns to different causes. In the mid-90s, he even turned down an $11 million offer to star in the sequel to Speed. Instead, he chose to tour with his band Dog Star and take the leading role in a stage production of Hamlet. This decision reportedly led 20th Century Fox to stop working with him for almost 10 years. In 1999, Reeves' career reached new heights with his role as Neo in the blockbuster The Matrix. That same year, there was some good news as his sister Kim went into remission after a long battle with cancer. However, the year also ended with great sadness. In December, Reeves' girlfriend Jennifer Syme gave birth to their stillborn daughter at 8 months. This heartbreaking event led to their breakup just a few weeks later. Then, in early 2001, tragedy struck again when Syme died in a car accident. These losses deeply affected Reeves, yet he continued to push forward with great strength. Just when you think you know everything about Keanu's life, the next part shows how his personal struggles shaped the way he plays his most famous roles. Keanu's grief behind the camera. Despite facing many tough times, Keanu Reeves remains a kind and generous person, always looking out for others. His life shows both incredible success in his career and deep personal losses. Yet he keeps going, showing resilience and a commitment to helping others. Keanu Reeves' story is a testament to his strength, kindness, and the enduring admiration from his fans. Fans of the John Wick movies might notice a strong connection between Keanu Reeves' portrayal of the vengeful assassin and his own life experiences, especially his dealings with grief. Reeves has said that he uses his personal experiences of loss to shape his characters, including John Wick. He has noted that his own dealings with grief deeply influence his performances, recognizing that grief, while it never fully goes away, remains a part of life that he deeply relates to. Reeves has gone through several significant losses in his life. One of the most impactful was the death of his close friend, actor River Phoenix, in 1993. Phoenix passed away from a substance overdose at 23 outside a nightclub in Los Angeles. Reeves and Phoenix had become close while working on the film I Love You to Death. Their friendship was unique as they both dealt with the challenges of fame. Phoenix's untimely death happened while Reeves was filming Speed, an event later discussed publicly by his co-star, Sandra Bullock. Keanu Reeves had a pretty rough start to his life. He was born in Lebanon to Patricia Taylor and Samuel Reeves, and things weren't easy from the beginning. His dad left the family when Keanu was just 3 years old. That forced his mom to move the family around a lot. They ended up living in places like Hawaii, New York, Canada, and even Australia for a little while. The last time Keanu saw his dad was when he was 13 years old. They spent a quiet evening together, and then his dad drove them to the airport and said goodbye. After that night, Keanu didn't hear from his dad for 10 whole years. Despite these tough times, Keanu managed to stay away from the bad paths that sometimes trap celebrities.
Good storytelling. I've always been someone who responds to those kinds of stories.
It seems like going through hard times made him a more compassionate and humble person. Keanu is really well known for being a generous guy, but he doesn't make a big show of it. For instance, during the filming of The Matrix, he gave Harley-Davidson motorcycles to the entire stunt team, which really brought everyone closer through their shared enjoyment of riding. There are tons of stories from people who've worked with Keanu that really show what a generous person he is. One story shared on Reddit talked about how during the filming of Chain Reaction, Keanu bought breakfast and lunch for the crew members. He did this every day for the last few weeks of filming. He even went out of his way to help a crew member get a ride to a repair shop. These actions really show how down-to-earth and approachable Keanu is. A well-known event from 1997 captures Keanu spending time by the roadside with a homeless man, sharing food and listening to his stories. Keanu is also known to have given up as much as $125 million at times to make sure that people working with him could keep their jobs. He's not into using his fame to skip ahead in lines either. There's a story about him waiting his turn in the rain at a wrap party for his movie Daughter of God. Keanu's kindness isn't just shown in his personal interactions. In 2019, he told an audience they were breathtaking. And back in 2011, he was seen giving up his subway seat to someone else in New York. He's also explored his artistic side through poetry, collaborating with artist Alexandra Grant. Their books combine Keanu's poems with Grant's illustrations, showing a more thoughtful side of him. From his early days to his quiet acts of kindness, Keanu's story continues as we explore how his actions, both in life and on screen, have touched those around him. Acts of kindness that define Keanu. In 2019, a heartwarming story about Keanu Reeves and a young fan went viral. James Detter, a writer and producer, shared his memory of working at a movie theater as a teenager. He tried to get Keanu's autograph, but didn't succeed at first. To his surprise, Keanu later knocked on the box office window and handed him a signed receipt from the concession stand, recognizing his earlier attempt. Keanu is also really kind to other celebrities. On the set of Speed, when Sandra Bullock mentioned she had never tried champagne or truffles, Keanu remembered this and later showed up at her place with flowers, champagne, and truffles. Bullock was touched by this thoughtful gesture and mentioned how Keanu is always listening and often surprises people with little notes or gifts. Besides these personal gestures, Keanu has made significant contributions through his private charitable foundation. He donates millions to children's hospitals and cancer research, but keeps his involvement quiet. In a 2009 interview, he mentioned that his foundation had been active for several years and that he wasn't interested in publicity, just the positive impact of his contributions. Despite his fame, Keanu has a great sense of humor and remains humble. He enjoys voicing characters in animated films like Toy Story 4 and had fun playing a fictional version of himself in the Netflix romantic comedy Always Be My Maybe. During an appearance on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert in 2019, he openly shared his thoughts on life and death, showing his sincerity and depth.
You know, I think it's everything that you can hope for in a Matrix film, and then some. I think hopefully it can be inspiring.
Additionally, Keanu shows a lot of respect for his colleagues. Film critic Hannah Enos Flint tweeted about his admiration for his John Wick 3 co-stars, martial artists Secep Arif Rahman and Yayan Ruhian. Keanu was so impressed by their skills that he insisted their characters should survive in the film, even though they were originally supposed to be eliminated. He felt their performances were so good that they deserved to continue in the movie. Keanu's personal life has seen its share of sadness, especially with Jennifer Syme. In 1999, his girlfriend gave birth to a stillborn daughter, Ava, and the couple split up a few weeks later. This happened around the time The Matrix was released, which became a massive success. 2 years after their breakup, Syme tragically died in a car accident after leaving a party. This series of events deeply affected Keanu, who has not been publicly linked to anyone since Syme's death. Since starting his film career in 1985, Keanu Reeves has built a diverse and impressive body of work. Some of his most notable movies include River's Edge, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, My Own Private Idaho, Much Ado About Nothing, Speed, The Matrix, and the John Wick series. He also lent his voice to a character in Toy Story 4 in 2019, adding to his varied career. Throughout his long career, Keanu Reeves has gathered a bunch of awards. He's grabbed 4 MTV Movie Awards and got nominated twice for the Best Actor at the Saturn Awards for his awesome acting in John Wick. Chapter 3, Parabellum.
I lead a very quiet, normal kind of, my private life is a boring disaster.
He's also been in the running twice for a People's Choice Award in the categories of Favorite Male Movie Star and Favorite Action Movie Star. Reeves has been celebrated in many other cool ways, too. Back in November 1994, People magazine decided he was the sexiest man alive. Then in September 2021, Taekwondo Life magazine said he was the top martial arts movie star in the world, pointing out how big a deal he is in martial arts films and how his movies have done really well at the box office. Just recently, in 2024, Goldhouse included him on its A100 list of the most influential Asians, which is a big honor. And not to forget, he got the Inkpot Award at San Diego Comic-Con for his lifelong contributions to movies, TV, comics, and books. All these honors show just how much respect and admiration he's earned over the years. Though his career has been full of great moments, Keanu's battles in Hollywood show a different side of him, revealing how he stays true to himself. Keanu's tough times in Hollywood. Keanu's life has had its share of ups and downs. And even with his fame, he's bumped into quite a few challenges in Hollywood that have made things tough at times. Some folks in the movie business have even tried to edge him out, which might seem odd to his fans who love him so much. For example, something went down when Matthew Perry, in his memoir, threw a dig at Reeves. This caused a big stir as fans and the online community quickly stood up for Reeves, slamming Perry's unnecessary criticism. The pushback was so strong that Perry ended up saying sorry, but it also showed that he wasn't the only one who had a beef with Reeves. In a 2019 chat with GQ, Reeves talked about how he ended up in what he called movie jail. He explained that Fox Studios didn't work with him for nearly 10 years because he didn't want to do a sequel to the 1994 hit Speed. While Sandra Bullock, his co-star, was in for the sequel, Reeves wasn't feeling it. Instead, Jason Patric stepped into the lead role, and Willem Dafoe came on as the villain. Looking back, it seems like Reeves made the right call because Speed 2 was a flop and even won the Worst Sequel award at the Razzies. Reeves' choice to stick to his guns and not just do what Hollywood wanted led to him being left out of major projects at Fox for a while. However, he made a solid comeback with the 2008 science fiction movie, The Day the Earth Stood Still. In this film, he played an alien who looks human and comes to Earth to tell us we need to change our ways before it's too late. Directed by Scott Derrickson and loosely based on the 1951 classic, this movie had a lot to say about taking care of our environment. When asked about what the film was trying to get across, Reeves was all for the environmental message. He's known for not letting Hollywood big shots push him around, something comedian Cat Williams talked about in a popular interview with Shannon Sharpe. Williams pointed out how some people in the industry blacklist those who like to think for themselves, and Reeves is a great example of someone who doesn't play by their rules. In a talk with Wired, Reeves opened up about where he thinks the film industry is headed, especially with the use of high-tech stuff like deepfakes. He's made sure his contracts protect him from any changes to his performance that he doesn't okay. While he's cool with some CGI to make movies better, he feels Hollywood has gone too far with some of the tech tweaks. Reeves shared a story about a time when a digital tear was added to his face in a scene. He was shocked because it made him realize he didn't even need to be there for them to change his performance. This made him even more determined to keep his distance from where Hollywood is heading. He's really not happy about deepfakes because they take away an actor's control and turn their performances into something they never agreed to. He's worried about this trend and what it means for the future. He's also talked about the wider effects of these tech advances, like how they're collecting heaps of data on us and what that could mean down the line. While Reeves admits there's some cool stuff coming out, like AI-created music and digital art, he warns that these are often driven by big companies looking to make a buck and control things. Keanu Reeves has had to face some consequences for standing up to these trends, but he's sticking to his principles. Keanu Reeves is really concerned about the social and cultural impacts of all the new tech popping up in Hollywood. He wonders what will be pushed on us next and what's being sold as the next big thing. He compares it to being stuck in a cave, just watching shadows and not seeing what's really happening. He's firmly against deep fakes, though he's okay with some CGI in his movies, like in John Wick, Chapter 4. The visual effects team, led by Janelle Krisharala, explained how they used digital effects carefully to make sure they didn't overshadow Reeves' actual performance. Is Hollywood truly done with Keanu Reeves, or is there something bigger going on behind the scenes? Could this be part of a hidden agenda to silence certain stars? Tell us what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more.